Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do not care that I'm half in the shot or half out of the shot. As long as this is in frame, I'm not worried about me. Okay, what we're going to do today is something super fun. We're going to paint an intuitive abstract, and I will hold my palette up and show you how I mix as I'm going, or I'll try to. I have a big palette, so I don't know. We'll see. And I'm using lit drawing paper I have clamped on here. I got to put my medium out. I use matte medium instead of water to thin my stuff if I want thinner layers, which will give you some transparency. And we're also going to use some pastels for mark making, or maybe a Sharpie. I don't know. We're just going to run with it. This is my medium over here. Here's my burnt sienna. I'm going to go in, thin it out because I want it transparent. We just want a light glaze is what we want to start off with on here. And this is a number 12 Hog Bristle by Artist Lofts. It's a nice brush. It has some very bouncy bristles, hard bristles, which I like. Okay, now that I have this on there, and it's not covered completely, and I'm okay with that. It's covered enough, right? Just to get us started, just to demolish that white paper. Okay, and now I'm going to mix my burnt sienna and my ultramarine together. I think I said that backwards. Mix that together, and I'm going to go for, right now, a warmer black. So more sienna than blue. Give us a warmer black. Can you guys see that? I'm mixing just burnt sienna and ultramarine. Okay, and we are going to go. Let's see. Let's start right here. I'm just going to pop some dark values in here. Actually, let's take our tiny marker and make some marks first. I'll hold my pencil like this, and I just start making marks. This is one of my favorite things to do, like mark making. I love it. And it's just scribbling like a 2-year-old, okay? Until you get something you like. Well, that's what I do. I don't. Now, I have found that composition is extremely important when you are trying to create an actual abstract piece. I'm not talking semi-abstract, I mean completely abstract. Composition is important because you're trying to lead your viewer's eye, and you do not want them to get in, get bored, and leave out, or get them to get in the painting, lead them into the painting, and find something that leads them out of the painting. That's not what you want. You want them to get into the painting and then begin to look around. So being mindful of composition for an abstract is extremely important. So things like leading lines are important. Where you put your focal point is important because abstracts should have focal points. Like I said, it's where you want your viewer's eye to go. So the whole time I'm creating this, I'm thinking about the person that's going to come in, see it. Where will they look first? Where will their eye go right from the jump? That's what I want to know. And sometimes I'll bring my girlfriend and say, hey, I'm about to show you something. I tell her to close your eyes. And then I will throw the painting up and have her look and tell me exactly where her eye went. So I'll know. Like I said, we're talking about leading lines and focal point. Very important. Just as important as your color palette, if not more so, in my opinion. So I'm making marks. I'm just making marks. I'm not really caring right now about anything I just talked about. Most of these lines will be covered up at some point. I think I'm going to scribble in something dark over here. Another thing that I love to do, that I love to see in abstract art, asemic writing. And I'm just now starting to really work with that. So I'm going to do a little bit of it. Probably right. No, I don't look in that corner. I think I'll do a little bit of it right across here, right in here. And, for those that do not know, asemic writing is just letters that really do not spell anything, okay? It looks like it should say something, but it doesn't. It's more or less just for decoration. Pull my Sharpie out. Okay. All right, so. And this may not show through. I don't know. And then that's just all it is. And sometimes I will put a word in, a recognizable, legible word, just to keep the viewer guessing about what it says. There we go. I'm going to put you on a pause. We're going to let this dry, and when we come back, we will begin stacking. More colors, more layers, and maybe do some veiling. Veiling, love it. It gives the abstract just that perfect amount of stillness. Okay, be right back. Okay, guys, everything's dry to touch. No smear or smudging should be going on. And I found something I want to show you. Okay, I was going to use Wedgwood Blue by System Street. It's one of my favorite, especially when you dirty it up. But I remember I had this can of house paint that was left when they pulled my barn out here. And it is this nice gray blue color. You see in there? It's more of a grayish color. So I put all three of them, then I mix them with white to see which one I like best. And I think I'm kind of feeling this one, which is the house paint mixed with some titanium white. Start off with, I think we're going to place that on here. And then this blue, the complement to orange is blue. So we're going to throw some of that on and see how that looks. And if we don't like it, we can always just cover it up with Old Faithful Wedgwood, which is something that I love. Wedgwood is a beautiful color by Systems 3, you guys. It's a beautiful blue to have on your palette. To mix and check out the color. Look at that sad brush, but I still use it. I will still use this brush at some point in this painting. I love old scruffed up, broke down brushes. Okay, I'm gonna dip a little bit of that onto my palette, and then mix some. Lift it up so you can see it's over here. It's right here. It's like a very gray. This is the Wedgwood, and this is the gray out of the can. So I'll mix some titanium in that. Actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna put some Wedgwood in with this because this is very. Now that I'm looking at it on camera, this is a very, very warm gray. Not even sure about. I feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me. I don't see the blue that I see in it when I look at my barn. It's the color that's on my studio. So we'll throw some of this Wedgwood in here. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. Let's go a little bit more. A little bit more. There's a good block going here. Let's get some medium in it. Okay. And then we're just going to start placing it around. How's that look? Yeah, that looks pretty good. I love how that looks. That's nice. And start placing it around the painting. Fit over here. Just not all the way across the bottom, but the bottom somewhere. Okay. And then just like I've done the black, I'm going to just pop in little bits here and there. It's moving. Didn't move off frame, did it? No, okay. All right. Okay, so we've got that going. And our burnt sienna, our light green, and our ultramarine. Let's make this pretty dark green color. So you see I did a light color, I did a light color, I did a dark color, I did a light color, and I'm back to a dark color. And I'm going to put this pretty dark green in. You see the color that made? Okay. Let's get some medium in it. Okay. I'm just going to put it next to this blue that we just laid in. Okay, and then I'm going to lighten this a little bit with some titanium white, some medium, just to make it smooth. Okay, and start bleeding in. Okay. Even lighter than a while ago with some medium. And we're just building layers right now. That's all we're doing. Just building layers. Okay, now let's see. Let's take some of our parchment. That's the color that I love by Basics. I think it's Basics. Is it Basics? I'll have to go back and look. Lime green. Let's see. Dab of sienna just to dirty it up some. Okay. And I'll go back to my dark real quick. I'm gonna lay some more dark in. I'm gonna lay it right on top of that green I was mixing. Keep looking, making sure you guys can see the mixing process going on. That's nice. Those two colors together are nice, striking, very striking. So I'm going to mix some more of that blue. This green is still wet, so I'm picking up some of that green as I'm going, but it's okay because it's in this blue color, so no problem there. I hear the dogs barking outside. I'm sorry. I still have that door open. Okay, I just picked up some light blue. Now we got to darken that back up. Okay. Let's see. Go through here. Uh-oh. Okay. While I was waiting, I pulled this Nova Raw Umber Dark, super dark. It's a chocolatey color. And I mixed it with some ultramarine right here. This nice ultramarine. And this one is mixed with the burnt sienna. Okay. And then I did this, my little note card. I compared them to see what gave me exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm liking the ultramarine mixed with it. So it gives me that dark that I'm looking for, deep dark, without being flat black. So what I want to do is take some of that. I'm going to darken up this corner over here. It's bugging me. I'm going to darken that up. We're going to use what I mixed here. I'm going to use this ultramarine and the, actually let me mix some more of it. Hold on. The ultramarine and the dark umber from Nova. And I can just pull it out of the lid because there's so much of it in the lid. Pull it out of the lid, put it on the palette. I'm going to pull some more out, okay? Then it's right here. Can you see it right there? And I'm going to mix the ultramarine in it. Work. Okay. We're going to go over here. And this is very opaque. Nova colors are always very, very opaque. Okay. Woo, look at that. Nice. Okay. I'm going to fill in this corner over here. And we're going to bump it right up against this very striking light blue. Right up in it. Just like that. Okay, pulled out some of that blue. There we go. And these darker places, I kind of think drag that on out this way. Okay. All right, now then I need to just put this in some areas. Okay, now hold on, let's see. I'm not done with this yet. This one up here. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Now also I pulled out some pastels that I think are gonna look really nice over these darks. This mint color, some mini green color. This it looks mini here. I don't know how the camera's picking that up. And this necklace yellow and this very pretty blue. We're gonna make some marks with it over some of these dark areas, which I just now re-wet. So we've got to wait for them to dry. All right, so we'll put you on pause, and when this dries, we'll be back to make some marks and finish up this abstract. While this is wet, I see something that I'm going to add. You see this drip? I'm loving it, so let's see if we can get some more going. I don't know if it's going to work because it's had a few minutes to dry. Okay, I'm going to wet this again, wet this again, and I'm started. Let's get it started on its own, and I'm going to pull some through here. Okay, now let's see if we can get it to drip for us. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. All right, now we're going to let that dry. You can see the drips. Yeah. All right. We'll turn you off for a few minutes and let this dry, and we'll come back and finish it up. Okay, we're about 30, 40 minutes later. Everything seems dry. We have some thick spots that may still be wet. Now, if I had more time, I would do another 2 or 3 layers over this. Actually, this would be very layered. But we are already 43 minutes in, and most of you guys will not stick with that long. So with that being said, this next layer that I do would be the last layer over several more layers. So we're going to lay in our focal, which will probably go right in here because I'm liking this. This is attracting my eye right here. These colors, this is the same value pretty much, but we'll break that up. We're going to put our focal here, which is probably going to be the sienna, and start veiling, which is covering some stuff up so it's not so busy. We need some places for the eye to rest. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and figure out where we want our focal. So I'm going to use the sienna. Okay. And I'll put a little dab of white in it, brighten it up a little bit. Actually, let's throw in some of this lime green and see what we can get out of that. And we're going to put it up in this area. And basically, like I said, my focal is where I want the viewer's eye to go first. So I try to keep the brightest, lightest color in that area. So which will be right here. Right there. Yeah, we're going to do some work making first, and then we'll veil. Okay, so I have pulled a pretty blue pastel, a Naples yellow, and a pretty mint green. We're going to try to probably just go over these dark areas, so that's where it's going to pop the most. I'm going to start with the yellow, and we're just going to start making marks. Not over all the dark areas, just some. And then let's use this blue. Let's go over some of these areas. Area right here.
Hey everybody, I'm having a super hard time editing this video. I did manage to record the entire abstract creation process for you guys, like an hour and a half. In editing, I got it down to 38 minutes, but it's not letting me export or upload. So I'm going to split the video in half. There's going to be a part 1, part 2, and possibly a part 3. I don't know. And then the final part will be me showing you the final process, what I don't like about it, and how we're going to fix it. So that's the end of this video. I'm sorry you don't get to see the rest of it today. I will work on part 2. You guys have a great and wonderful day, and happy painting.
This focal area right here.